Hi dear friends, today we would discuss types of verbs in English grammar. If we talk about the definition of a verb refers to a type of action of the subject in a sentence. It may refer to the state or position of a subject in a sentence, or it may refer to the doing or happening in a sentence. Which type of doing is supposed to be done in a sentence by a subject in a sentence, or which type of state is clearly visible in a sentence. State or action both are concerned with the subject of the sentence. If we basically talk about the subject verb in a sentence, mainly there are two types of verb. First is action verb and another is stative verb. Although there are 8 or 9 types of verbs in English grammar, first of all we are going to discuss only action verb and stative verb. Action verb refers to the action in a sentence. Action verb refers to a type of action or happening. It may be internal or external. It means it may be the action of physical action or mental action. Both actions are supposed to be done in case of action verb, but in case of a stative verb, it shows not an action but a state of mind or a state of feeling. Here no action we would find in these types of verbs in English grammar, but here in case of action verb we would find an action or happening done by the subject in a sentence. But in case of stative verb, we do not find any type of action. Here we would find state of the subject and position, state and position of the subject in a sentence. If we talk about only action verbs are concerned either it is the physical action or mental action. Both types of actions are supposed to be occurred in case of action verb, but there is no such condition in case of stative verb. In case of stative verb, we would not find any type of action to be happened in a sentence. Here we would find a state of the subject. In case of state, we would concern the linking verb. Linking verb also is a type of verb which shows a connection between the subject and its complement. But in case of stative verb, we find the state of a verb in a sentence, state or position of the verb. But in case of action verb, we would find an action which is supposed to be happen by the subject in the sentence. No matter which type of action is going to occur in a sentence, it may be external or internal, it may be physical or mental. Both types of actions are supposed to be done in case of action verb. But in case of stative verb, there is no such condition. In case of stative verb, either we find the state or the position of a verb in a sentence, or if we talk about linking verb in a sentence, linking verbs are supposed to connect subject to its complement in a sentence. Action verb. Go, write. In case of action verb, as go, write, eat, do, kill, slap, sleep, weep, read. These are the action verbs. If we talk about stative verbs, love, hate, abhor, feel, realize, recognize, taste, hear. Remember, all these verbs, either it is action verb or it is stative verb, both may work in case of each other. Stative verbs may work in case of action verb, and action verb cannot be stative verb, and stative verb may work the work of action, but action verb cannot be stative verb. If we talk about go, he is going to school, it is action verb. It is writing letter, it is action verb. He is eating food, action verb. But we cannot say he is loving him, he is hating him, he is abhorring him, because in case of stative verb we do not use any type of, we do not use ing form of a verb. We use only first form or second form, third form of the verb. But in case of action verb, we may use ing form of verb. Please remember, in case of stative verb, we do not use ing form of the verb, but in case of action verb, we may use ing form of a verb in a sentence. Now we are talking about transitive verb and intransitive verb. If we talk about transitive verb, in case of transitive verb, go cannot be a transitive verb. Write is a transitive verb, eat is a transitive verb, do transitive verb, kill transitive verb, slap transitive verb, sleep not, weep no transitive verb, read transitive verb. But in case of love transitive verb, hate transitive verb, abhor transitive verb, feel transitive verb, realize transitive verb, recognize transitive verb, taste and hear, it is not transitive verb. Taste is a transitive verb. Hear is also a transitive verb. Here all transitive verbs. But sleep and weep is not a transitive verb. Go is not a transitive verb. Except go, weep, sleep, all are transitive verbs. All are transitive verbs. Both two types of verbs, intransitive verb. Intransitive verb. Out of all these verbs, only two verbs which have been written on the blackboard are intransitive verbs. Otherwise, all except these two types of verbs can be kept under the category of transitive verb. So guys, these are transitive verbs and these are also transitive verbs. Only two verbs are not transitive verbs. Now the question is how to identify a transitive verb in a sentence. Now we can tell you a simplest way how to identify a sentence, a verb, whether it is transitive verb or intransitive verb in English. And this is the simplest way. Only you may ask two questions to the verb. If the answer of the question is referring to any type of noun or a pronoun, then it would be a transitive verb. Otherwise, it would be intransitive verb. And if we talk about basic difference between transitive verb and intransitive verb, in case of transitive verbs needs action, but in case of intransitive verbs do not need any type of action, object in sentence, but transitive verb needs object to express its meaning completely. But in case of intransitive verbs doesn't need any types of object in a sentence, but transitive verb require object in a sentence. Write. Write is a transitive verb. Eat is a transitive verb. If we are going to identify a transitive verb in a sentence, we would have to ask only one question: what? He wrote. What wrote? He wrote a letter or poem, and letter and poem would be the object of the verb write. Eat. What eat? A type of fruit items. He would be supposed to be eaten. Do. What do? Any type of work, which may be, it's no matter. Kill. Whom did he kill? Any type of object. Sleep. Slap. Slap. Whom did he slap? The answer would be a noun or a pronoun. Sleep. Sleep cannot be a transitive verb. Weep. Weep cannot be a transitive verb. Read. Read is a transitive verb. And ask this question: read. What read? Any type of object he would have to read. So guys, in case of those verbs which require a type of object in a sentence, can be kept under the category of a transitive verb. But in case of intransitive verbs are not allowed to take any type of object to express its meaning clearly. But in case of transitive verbs require an object to express its meaning clearly. Go. Ask the question: what? What go? The answer would not be any type of noun or a pronoun. Its answer would be adverb of place. Where did he go? Where did he go? Its answer would be where. And where refers to a place, and place is considered not as a noun but as an adverb of place. So guys, go cannot be a transitive verb. Sleep. Sleep. What sleep? Where sleep? It may be an intransitive verb. It is intransitive verb. Really, it is intransitive verb. Weep. It is intransitive verb, because these types of verb cannot transform their action on any type of object. Both verbs express their meaning clearly without having any type of object in a sentence. But write, read, eat, they cannot exist without their object in a sentence. If anybody says he writes, what writes? He eats, what eats? He kills, whom does he kill? Slap, whom does he slap? Read, what does he read? But if anybody say sleep, where does he sleep? Where does he sleep? And answer would be a noun or a pronoun, or not a noun or a pronoun, but an adverb of place. Weep. Why did he weep? Why does he weep? Its answer would refer to a reason, and reason can be kept under the category of adverb of reason. It is a type of adverb. So guys, where the answer of a verb, if we ask a question to a verb and its answer is supposed to be a noun or a pronoun, then we would keep those types of verb under the category of transitive verbs. But if the answer which we ask to a verb is not a noun or a pronoun, but it is referring to an adverb of place, adverb of reason, adverb of negation or affirmation, then it would not be a transitive verb. It would be intransitive verb. Now we are going to discuss some types of intransitive verbs in English. These are the transitive verbs all these types of verbs are transitive verbs. Now we are going to discuss intransitive verbs in English. In case of intransitive verbs, we keep those verbs under the category of intransitive verbs which are unable to transfer their action to any type of object. So guys, now we are going to discuss intransitive verbs. These are intransitive verbs, and we have told you the simplest way of how to identify an intransitive verb in a sentence is to ask a question to the verb, and if its answer would refer to any type of noun or a pronoun, then it would be a transitive verb. If its answer would not refer to any type of noun or a pronoun in a sentence, then it would be intransitive verbs, as in case of these types of verbs. First, sit. Ask the question what, whom. The answer would not come as a noun or a pronoun. If we ask a question, where does he sit? Where? Then its answer would be an adverb of place. On sofa, on a seat, on a chair. So its answer would be not a noun or a pronoun, but an adverb of place. Go. Where go? Where? The answer of where is not a noun or pronoun, but as an adverb of place. Leave. Where? Leave. Leave. Its answer, if we ask a question, where does he live? Where does he live? The answer would be where. Question would be where does he live? We cannot say what does he live. What does he live? The answer of a question, when we ask a question, what and whom, then its answer would be a noun or pronoun. If we ask a question where, why, how, its answer would not be a noun or pronoun, but its answer would be an adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of reason, adverb of action. Oh, sorry, not adverb of action, adverb of affirmation and adverb of negation. Run. Although run is an action verb, but not a transitive verb, it is intransitive verb, because it doesn't have any type of object. It may exist alone in the lack of an object, but here all these verbs cannot exist in the lack of an object in a sentence. These verbs require an object in a sentence, but these verbs wouldn't require any type of object to express their meaning clearly, but these verbs can express their meaning clearly, and all these verbs would require an object in a sentence, but these types of verbs wouldn't require any type of object to express their meaning clearly. So guys, look at these types of sentences in English. I wrote, he killed, he writes, he did, he reads. These are the transitive verbs, and these are the intransitive verbs. Ask the question, what, whom. The answer would be a noun or pronoun, then it would be a transitive verb. If its answer is not a noun or pronoun, if its answer is referring to an adverb of place, adverb of reason, then it would be an intransitive verb. Transitive verbs, in the lack of object, cannot express their meaning clearly, but in case of intransitive verbs doesn't require any type of object to express their meaning clearly. So he goes, sentence is complete. He leaps, sentence is complete. He runs, is also complete. He laughs, he weeps. All these types of sentences are expressing their meaning clearly, but in case of transitive verbs, he writes. What he writes? It needs an object. later, or whatever, any object it may be. He killed. Whom did he kill? He did. What did he do? He reads. What does he read? So these types of verbs require an object, and in the lack of an object in a sentence, these types of verbs cannot express their meaning clearly. But here, in case of intransitive verbs doesn't require any type of object to express their meaning clearly. He goes, sentence is complete. He leaves, it is also complete. But he writes. What he writes? Whom does he writes? He killed. Whom does he kill? He did. What did he do? He reads. What does he read? And the answer would be a noun, whether it is noun or a pronoun. He goes. We cannot ask this question, what he goes. We would ask this question, where does he go? He leaves. Where does he leave? He runs. Where does he run? Why does he run? And their answer would not be a noun or pronoun, but their answer would be an adverb of place, adverb of reason. So guys, these types of verb doesn't need any type of object in the sentence, but these types of verbs need object to express their meaning clearly. He killed. The answer would be a noun or pronoun. He writes. Answer would be a noun or a pronoun. He did. Answer would be a noun or pronoun. He reads. It also would be a noun or a pronoun. So guys, this is the basic difference between a transitive verb and intransitive verb. In case of active voice and passive voice, in case of passive voice, transitive verbs plays a very important role, but in case of active voice or passive active voice, these sentences can be kept under the category of active voice, but the passive voice of these sentences cannot be made. But in case of transitive verbs, all transitive verbs can be transformed from active voice to passive voice. But in case of intransitive verbs, we cannot transform the intransitive verbs in passive voice mode. But we can transform all transitive verbs in passive voice mode. Now what we are going to discuss linking verb. Linking verb, in case of linking verb, we may refer to those verbs which try to connect the subject to its complement. In case of linking verb, a subject tries to make a bridge between the subject and an adjective or a noun. If I say, so guys, these are the linking verbs. She is beautiful. She is a queen. He is a king. As we already know, we cannot place article with adjectives. In any type of sentence, we cannot place article, whether it is we cannot place article with adjectives until an adjective is supposed to take any noun or a pronoun in a sentence. If it is going, this is an adjective, and if this adjective is going to take a noun or a pronoun, then we can place article. If I say, she is beautiful girl. She is beautiful girl. Now we can place article a. She is a beautiful girl. In the lack of a noun, we cannot place article with adjectives. Please remember, if an adjective is not supposed to have a noun in a sentence, we cannot place article with adjectives. As in case of this adjective. If we remove girl, the noun girl, if we remove after an adjective, now it cannot take article. We would have to remove article from here. So guys, if an adjective is supposed to have its noun to modify, then we can place article a. Now it is taking girl, we would have to add article with adjective, and here this adjective, this article is not with beautiful, but it is working with girl. She is a queen. Now here we have placed the article. Here we can place article. He is a king. We can place article because these are the nouns. We cannot place article with adjectives until they apply noun with them. We have used indefinite article here because we are not familiar which type of queen, from where does he belong or he or she belong, we don't know. So we have used article a. But in case of its second sentence, if we are going to mention queen or king, we would take article the, because now we are talking about that king or that queen which have already been mentioned in the first sentence. So guys, she is beautiful girl. Here, who is beautiful? Girl. Girl is beautiful. Girl means she. Here she is subject and its complement is beautiful girl. So here is working as a linking verb because it is making a bridge between the subject and its complement. Here subject is going to express its relation with an adjective. He is a queen, she is a queen, she is subject, and the subject is also making a bridge between its complement and the subject is also subject. He is a king. He is a king. So guys, here all is working as a linking verb in a sentence. So guys, now we would end our class now. We would meet in our next class. Thank you.